Welcome to the Horror Movie Fanclub. This is a boys' night. We're going to be doing a review of The Watchers. The Watchers is a interesting ass fucking movie. We all have our own opinions about it. Let me introduce the cast for tonight. On my, I want to say left here, I have Brian. How you going, Brian?
Pretty good, man. Just another day, another dollar. You know how it is.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. And bottom here we have Josh. What up, Josh?
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Hell yeah. We're gonna be doing a review. Feel free to give us a chat. Send us a question on chat if you guys want to give us a question on chat. Until then, let's start off with Lainey's review. Lainey is not gonna be able to be into this episode, but she was able to send in her review for the evening. She basically says it's a hookup horror movie, meaning you saw it and thought it would be more than fun than what it is actually turned out to be. One and done, and you don't feel a need to call it or keep its number. Pros. Solid acting. Was nice seeing Dakota Fanning, but this role felt woefully simplistic for someone of her acting capabilities. Was a semi-original take on an Irish folklore legend, and I appreciated it being set in Ireland. Cons. Drag on a little too long. Took a little too long to get to the conclusion, and by the time it did, it wasn't that wowed by it. Plus, it felt nothing was resolved really. The big bad wasn't really a bad. It's still out there watching, following the protagonist. Definitely a 2.5.
Okay.
That's I will I'll move on to myself now.
Okay.
I see what she's saying in her review. I might be the odd man out. I honestly thought that it was going to be some type of alien fucking experiment going into it, and then it fucking turned into fucking fairies out of nowhere. And I was like, okay, this is different. This is it did the thing that you're supposed to do. It took me somewhere I didn't think it was going to take me. I think because of that, I liked it. Could it have been done better? Absolutely. At the end there, I was like, wait, what the fuck? This bitch is a fairy too? She's a good fairy? No, she's a hybrid. Oh, okay, so she's a hybrid fairy.
She's a daywalker.
She was a daywalker, essentially. Exactly. Yeah, very interesting. I would have to agree and give it I'll give, because I liked it, I'll give it a 3. But for me, yeah, I enjoyed how weird and just off-putting it felt at times. But yeah, that's just me. Who wants to go next? Who wants to give their review?
Go, Josh.
Oh, let's go, Josh.
I have my little notes here I took right after I saw the movie. I was like, you know what? To be honest, this was directed by his daughter or by him?
So this
By
is
his daughter and produced by him.
yeah. Let me before you go on, Josh. Let me just say the synopsis real quick because I totally fucked up my whole flow. The synopsis of the movie: a 28-year-old artist gets stranded in an expansive, untouched forest in Western Ireland. Finding shelter, she unknowingly becomes trapped alongside 3 strangers who are stalked by mysterious creatures every night. Director is Ishan. Hold on. Ishana Night Shyamalan. She's the director. As we all know, she is the daughter of M. Night Shyamalan. But yes, continue, Josh.
All right. So I want to talk about the beginning because it gave me a little bit of the Japanese forest vibe. They call it, I guess, the suicide forest in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It gave me that in the beginning because I was like, okay, that was spooky, but it also like Lenny said, it mixed the Irish folklore mythical fairies and all that. To me, Dakota Fanning did good for what they gave her to do. I've seen her in other stuff. She's done good, but this one, I think she kind of by herself carried the movie by herself.
She did pretty much carry the movie by herself.
Like the ending. I didn't see that coming. That the old lady was a fairy, and so I guess I was like, oh, okay, it's one of those. I could say Shyamalan's thing. He does a twist in all his movies, basically.
Yeah, I was waiting for an interesting twist, and it happened midway through. It didn't wait till the end. It's like, oh, by the way, they're fucking fairies.
Yeah. And then, to me, the horror wasn't there. Element there was more like a thriller for me.
Absolutely.
We had to wait for the reveal of the creature. When you see them, it kind of gave me a mixture of the Mimic character. Have you seen the Mimic, the movie?
Absolutely.
Have you seen it, Brian?
Yeah.
You know how the cockroach gave me that kind of feel, and the ending gave me the feel of the movie The Cave.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the creature escapes at the end of the movie, and
Yeah.
we never see what happens. Overall, the movie, I gave it a 2.5, because there's basically only 2 kills in the whole movie.
Yeah, it's the guy and
when the husband and the guy.
the guy, yeah.
Beginning.
I forgot about the husband.
No, 3 and Professor.
Oh yeah, the professor. That's right.
Yeah, so I was hoping for more kills and that, but it is what it is, and that's all I can say. It was an okay movie.
No, I agree with you on that one. Okay is the best way to put it. Brian, what do you have for us?
I think it's better if I start off with what I think I liked about the film.
Okay.
Cinematography is actually not bad. M. Night Shyamalan, it seems to show that he's got that style and he's got all that put together himself. I totally give it for him. And the suspense and the sound design is very well done. Still, it still keeps you intrigued and on your feet. I felt like Dakota Fanning, while at times playing a different role that we're not used to, because it's not even really acting, it's more like I would say like a Gen Z kid.
Yeah.
The reason why I say it is because he literally had the stereotypical kid with the fucking vape and
Yeah. Not only that, she's playing a twin also. That you at the end.
On top of that too.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I kind of was expecting her sister to pop
somewhat
up.
Amusing, and also somewhat Shyamalan-esque, as I would say.
For sure.
And I think that's about it. Because unlike you guys, I think I hated this movie a lot more than everyone.
Would you say you seen Old, right?
Yeah.
Would you think Old was better than this?
Yeah, I think I liked Old a little better than this one.
I haven't seen Old, and I've heard it's rough.
I can name at least 3 other Shyamalan Ding Dong fucking movies. On top of my head, I think are much better than this. And I could say The Visit, even Signs, even though it's not all there. Hell, even the Sixth Sense, The Village, up to a certain point, if you exclude that ending, whether you love it or not.
Fucking Village. I actually like The Village.
No, I just no. I felt like the same way that he was introducing himself for his daughter. I think his daughter also made the same mistakes as his dad.
Yeah.
I think it was a Shyamalama Ding Dong mother-daughter production. Exactly. There's not much to say, but this is very sloppy. the characters a lot of times don't go anywhere. Hell, I fell asleep in this movie 3 times.
Dude, same. No, I'll give you
Did I
that.
miss
It put me
anything?
to sleep.
No, I did not. I didn't miss a damn kill. I didn't miss a damn thing changing from the fucking plot. Because that is how slow and how this story really goes nowhere. It
Yeah.
really fucking goes nowhere. It really gets to nowhere. And by the time you get to the twist, you're like, I kind of already thought of that. If you didn't catch it, it probably gives you more suspense. But I had already from the get go already been like, something's that old lady, something's up with her. And
Yeah.
like,
And what gave me that was when they were hiding in the woods and all the creatures were out, and I was like, wait a minute, they could smell them, but I guess because she's the deformed one, the daywalker, they don't pay attention to her, so she's covering Dakota Fanning with her mask, basically. So like, oh, we're not gonna go after her.
yeah.
That scene, I forgot about that scene.
Yeah. And then there's just a lot of plot holes. Can I say?
Yeah.
Wait, where the hell is Rick? Where the hell is fucking
I don't
Rick?
know.
Oh,
Right now
fuck.
it's the Brian Joshua show, so we're gonna do it.
What the fuck? Well,
Sorry about that,
There
guys.
he is.
Sorry
where
about
the
that,
fuck are
guys.
you, man?
I thought you
'Cause
guys
have
could
some
hear me.
plot hole- Okay, yeah,
We
yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you,
hear you,
we can
man. But where the
hear
fuck were you? Doesn't matter. I'm right now. I have so many fucking plot holes that this movie has that I'm just scratching my head like, what the fuck? Only in this universe this can exist. Like how they were basically living there for like months or probably even years, just eating apparently fucking crows.
Yeah,
And
dude.
then
They were
crows,
feeding on
rabbits.
crows and fucking squirrels.
And then for the fact of how clean they were, and for the fact that after they get to the real world, they didn't even take a shower. I'm like, what the flying fuck, nasty ass bitches. Oh fuck.
No, I like that they kind of kept it real, you know, as in like, where the fuck are they getting the food? And they kind of started to get malnourished at a time, and they were kind of like getting desperate. They kind of kept it real. That's what I kind of like. I appreciated, but I agree. I fell asleep too, even though I'm saying I liked it. I also fell asleep in the movie.
What? See, I fell asleep 3 times, and during those 3 times, I didn't miss a single beat. I didn't miss a kill. I didn't miss a single thing in the fucking story because the story went nowhere.
Between the two, this movie that we are reviewing tonight and the movie that we saw the last, they're both set in the woods. Which setting would you rather be trapped in?
Oh, a violent nature.
Yeah.
I would.
There, I mean, it's an open field. I can go wherever the hell I want.
Exactly. Just run away, man.
I'm thinking either. Yeah, you know what? They're both supernatural, but the other
Not
one
only
has.
like even with this bad CGI monster, I would not want to be killed by a bad CGI fucking fairy.
That's
Fairy.
you.
Man, that's all I can say about the end of this fucking movie. I walked out going like, fuck, all this shit for a fucking fairy. Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
But
Could've been like some millions or something.
Another thing that at least I appreciate is that they made the fairies look creepy. I'll give it
I
that
mean,
much.
I guess.
They were
I think they could have done
lanky.
better.
To me,
yeah.
honestly, all in my head, if you guys have seen that show, Smiling Friends, all I can think of is that one Halloween episode, and that's how those fucking fairies look like to me. So I don't take them seriously. I'm just looking at those things and being like, blackface.
Bruh.
Yeah,
Nah. I'm conflicted because yes, I fell asleep in the movie, but at the same time I can appreciate some of the things about it. Josh, if you had a chance to be in the mix in there when they were pitching this story, or they were going down this route where the fucking fairies, Would you change it, or would you like
Yeah.
kind of like be like, nah, we should probably go a different route?
I would have kept it a little bit, but I would have done more on the visuals of the creatures.
So
And
would
including when they became the humans, they still look kind of wanky, weird.
yeah. What about you, Brian? Is it
I
that there
know.
were fairies, or is it
No, it's not even the fairy part. Honestly, you can get away with the fairy thing and really execute that shit really creepy as shit. My problem with that is that the pacing is very all over the place. The story is all over the place. Hell, the acting is all over the place. That's why I wouldn't even say the best actor in this movie is Dakota Fanning. I'll tell you right now who the best actor is, and you guys will probably agree with me. It's the fucking parrot. It's the bird.
damn? I'll give you that
Try
one.
not to die.
Try not to die.
It's true. I stand by it. That's the best actor in this movie. The fucking bird.
But yeah, he saved them. He showed them the way.
That bird delivered me basically always having my eyes on the screen. Every time my eyes were on the screen watching this shit, it was thanks to that fucking bird, and it wasn't thanks to any of the other actors.
Let me remind you guys of a scene that happened in the movie. It's when the crazy fucking guy leaves Dakota Fanning and the old lady who turned out to be the queen. Was she a queen? I don't know.
She was a hybrid.
She was a hybrid. She was a hybrid.
Hybrid.
Oh, she was a mistress
Catherine.
with one of the guys. One of the guys that was like experimenting with them.
That's right. He started to fuck
And
it.
she was making love with him and shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
On top of that.
We're talking about it, that we kind of were able to figure out that something was wrong with her, because when they were trapped outside, all the creatures were on top of where they were hiding, but they paid no attention to her, and she was holding on to Dakota Fanning, like masking her scent, because she's the weird out one from everybody.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're not gonna deal with this one.
No, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. At least looking back at that scene, yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. What were you guys? What were you gonna say?
I bumped into a channel, and I found out that this movie is actually based off of a book.
Oh, it's a
And
book?
It's based off of. This is an adaptation of a book. But when she had compared it, she said that neither were as good as one another. The book was already bad, and the adaptation didn't help it out either.
That's so fucking wild that they would have fucking picked it up.
Yeah, it's hard.
So
It must have been cheap to pick it up.
Nepo
too.
baby money.
that Napo baby money. Let's say you guys were in that situation where this motherfucker left you guys outside and you were able to get back inside. I personally would throw that motherfucker outside. What would you have
I
done?
would too. After a beating, I would have threw him out,
Yeah.
and would have broken his legs, leave him out to fend for himself, and be like, easy pickings for the fairies.
That scene where he lets him back in, I'm like, no, that's bullshit. They would have thrown that motherfucker out.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
No. So let me rewind a little bit. Stories. Let me go ahead and map out the story for our listeners here. Story starts off. She's working at a fucking pet store, Dakota Fanning, and she's smoking a vape. She's tasked with taking this bird, this parakeet, across Ireland, to his other pet shop for whatever reason.
I think it was a zoo.
It's a zoo. Thank you. It was a zoo, and they're taking this special bird to the zoo. I thought there was going to be more to the bird, honestly, because they kept focusing on it. But never really went anywhere.
I don't know if you caught this, but you know how the movie was about the fairies trying to copy us and all that? Dakota Fanning lived inside of a theater costume shop. And when she went out, she put a wig on to kind of give the perspective that what the movie's going to kind of be a little bit. The movie still sucked, but, you know, it kind of caught my eye with that.
like I said, there's some things where I'm like, I can
Yeah,
appreciate it,
there's elements in here where the potential is there. I felt
but the
like I
execution
said,
wasn't it.
yeah, like
Hmm.
I feel like everything on paper, everything even in the shots themselves, in the cinematography and the sound. Hell, this is a great movie to put on a rainy day when you're just trying to be
Sure.
spooky and fall asleep to. This is a great sounding movie to have a spooky ASMR sleep because the audio is really really nice. I give them to that, but it's everything else. Trying to watch this and everything else, I don't know. It just doesn't click all the way.
I would agree. Again, I feel conflicted. I just feel conflicted because I know I like the feel of the movie. Like you were saying, the person who was in charge of cinematography did really great shots. The person who
Yeah.
was in charge of the soundtrack did really great to give the viewer an ominous feel of certain points. But there is certain points of the story what I would agree where it kind of dragged on, where I was like, what the fuck is the point of this whole point? But I don't. So she gets in her car. Let me go right back to explaining the whole story. She gets in the car, and all of a sudden, her car kind of just takes a shit in this part of the woods in Ireland. She gets out of the car, and then she starts to kind of freak out a little bit. She starts to walk, and she encounters the old lady first, and then that's when shit starts to get kind of weird.
Well, before that, she tries to go back to her car, but her car magically disappeared.
Oh, thank you. That's right. Her car fucking magically disappears. But later on in the story, we find out that like that whole part of the forest is enchanted so that those fairies can't escape, essentially. And
Yeah.
because they can't escape, they've lost their some of their abilities and their wings and all that shit. Interesting point in that story and how that whole reason and how that goes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't understand is, kind of thinking back, I understand it now. The reason why they had them stuck in that box is so that they can learn how to be like them, so that when they do escape, they can emulate them and essentially be a human and be free.
Yeah.
Interesting. Chaos ensues, betrayals happen. Somehow they're able to fucking escape the crazy fucking woods, and like we mentioned before, the crazy guy gets taken by one of the fairies and gets like basically eviscerated in front of the peeps.
Yeah.
And then later on we find out that the old lady is actually a hybrid, and she was able to get out. I didn't expect the fairy to live. I didn't expect the hybrid to live. Did you guys see that coming?
I did.
You did?
I did too, because like Coda Fan said, she read more about it, and it said that when they made it with humans, they would come out with these hybrids that could stand in the sunlight. She kind of explained everything in there, but the part that kind of got me is when she goes visit, I think her name's Claire, and Claire's in the house, and she's like, "Wait a minute, you're not Claire." I was like, "Oh, okay, great," because that threw me off, because I guess, I don't know if you guys remember, she found those pictures in the office.
Yes.
And she showed this to her. I was like, "Oh, what the hell? This old lady's been there for a long time." So I guess I was like, "Oh, then she must be a freaking fairy."
Yeah,
I think for me, it was for the fact that nobody questioned this fucking bitch that anything that she was doing. And I was just like,
you just took her word for it.
it's obviously that she's preying upon like the weak-minded individuals.
Yeah.
And then this one right here seems like she might be able to be one of hers or might not. So she's keeping an eye on her.
Yeah.
And
All
that's
in
what it
all,
felt like. I was like, someone here is playing like that they have their prey at hand.
Like all in all, well let's do it. Let's give our point review. I said 3, just because I felt like it could have been better. Josh, what
What
do you
is
give
this,
it?
like 3 out of 5 or like
Best out of
I give
5.
it 2.5.
out of 5?
Yeah,
2.5.
2.5. That's fair. Brian.
No, I'm giving it. If you guys giving it what was the lowest you gave it right now? What's the lowest we have right now?
So far 2.5.
2.5.
That's Laney's as well.
2.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving a solid 2.
Solid 2. That is fair.
And on top of that too, it has made it into my list of worst movies so far in 2024. Capping that.
Ooh, it is made it to Brian's.
It's in my list. So when we get to the end of the year, oh yeah, definitely. Right now, it's in there. It's number 4 in there. It's not at the highest level in the worst, but it's in there right now.
I want to thank you, Brian, because you just gave me a great idea for the podcast. If we continue doing this,
okay.
I would love to do the best of 2024 and the worst of 2024. I'd love to do like a rundown of those, and I have a feeling we have a couple of them that's on the.
Even if you end up doing a disappointing list, I guarantee you right now, I'm telling you right now, fucking remember this clip. I called it. This is at least in disappointment 101.
Real quick, how has anyone seen any other movie that's been as disappointing as this one so far this year? Because I haven't seen Maxine.
Maxine hasn't come out yet, so.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I guess we have to do that one as well.
seen the first. I've seen the last or the first one, whatever. That was also a disappointment and fucking crap. I also fell asleep on that shit. Not as many times as this one, but that's only because I saw reviews online. I saw the posters and everything said it was terrifying. And when you see the shit, it is fucking nothing like that. It is terrible.
Which one's better?
Except for that one scene.
Yeah.
What's the one scene?
Where the girls, I guess, giving birth, and I guess the devil hand comes out of their cooch.
Oh, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the kills when like the guy gets like impaled with the car and he gets split in half. But honestly, that one also goes nowhere.
So if you had a chance, or just tell me which one's better, Omen or Watchers?
Omen just by a tiny bit.
Yeah, I think because they had more kills.
Yeah, because I at least was able to see better kills. I think because I could at least be like, oh yeah, ooh, wow, they really put some effort into that.
You even get to see the devil have sex with a girl.
Wild.
Yeah, and at least the suspense, like I had already caught on to at least amount of time as this one. This one I had already known as soon as we saw the old lady. I was like, yep, that's her. And instead, in this case with the Last Omen, by the time we find out, you kind of had already clicked it like about 5 minutes to 10 minutes or even 30 minutes before
of where it was going. No, yeah.
Before you find out who's the one behind it all. So like, I guess I would say the twist is at least the time it takes to find out the twist took a little bit less time.
Yeah,
a lot more time than the other one.
Yeah,
and that's why
they pretty much like let it like halfway through the movie.
Yeah, that's why I would say like this one's yeah, this one's a little bit worse, I would say, because of that.
Well, all right, guys, I feel like we've reached the cusp of this review for the most part. What's up, Rush?
I have one thing with the cast. With the cast, it kind of felt almost like the movie Devil, where Whereas at the end, the spoilers if no one's seen the movie yet, but if I remember, it's the old lady, right?
Yeah.
It's like they hashed like the copy paste and just switched it with 4 characters instead of a room full of people in an elevator.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. But yeah, we'll see if there's a sequel. Do you guys feel like there will be a sequel?
I mean, it's Hollywood.
It's Hollywood.
Some movies have gotten sequels that I didn't even expect them to get sequels, and they get sequels. So who knows? But I mean, if this is based off the book only has one book, and this is all it goes to. So
Good to
I don't
know.
think so.
Good to
I don't
know.
think so.
Well, all right,
I
guys.
just hope that
What's up?
I just hope that Trap is better than this.
So
yeah,
yeah,
I hope so too.
let's talk about it.
Because holy crap, like I really hope that Trap gets a lot better suspense in this, because that one's also PG-13.
I'm calling it right now, though. I'm calling it right now. What the twist is gonna be? There's gonna be another
What?
killer at the fucking concert, and that dude's gonna take the fall.
Hmm.
I'm calling it. I can feel it.
Might be onto something there.
Maybe.
So yeah, that is it for the review. I want to thank my guests Josh and Brian. Brian, where can they find you on the socials?
You guys can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and soon to be YouTube at acearson.com.
Hell yeah, be sure to subscribe once that is up. Josh, where can they find you on the socials?
Instagram at Sith_Josh_818.
Fuck yeah. You can find the podcast now on its own Instagram page at Not So Intellectual Podcast. You can find me, NSI Rick, at all the socials. Be sure to follow all of us. Be sure to give us a comment on this video once it's up on YouTube. Let us know what movies we should review, as well as what you think we should talk about next time. Until then, I want to thank every one of you for watching. Be good to one another. See you guys next time. Bye.
Peace.
Let me go ahead. Where the fuck is my... There it is. Oops. I wasn't supposed to do that.
So what's
Be sure to follow me on all the social platforms at NSI Rick. And you can also email the show at notsointellectualpod@gmail.com. See you next time.